Hey guys, it's your girl Grace. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new to my channel, of course, welcome to my channel. I don't even know why I'm so excited, but I'm amped to do the story time because why not? As you guys can see from my thumbnail, I am talking and finally doing the story time about why and how I got fired at U-Haul. Wah, wah, wah. So when this happened, almost 2 weeks ago, I was like talking about it a lot on my Twitter and of course on my Snapchat, and everybody was like, what happened? Please don't tell me, because I didn't say where or what job I got fired from. I just said I got fired for having an attitude. I'll try to post the tweet that I post, like the tweet I was talking about. I'll post it somewhere on the screen, somewhere on here. The tweet will be posted or whatever. So that was the tweet I posted, and everybody had thought I got fired from Sephora, and I was like, no, I didn't get fired from Sephora. I love Sephora. I'm pretty sure Sephora loves me, and I don't think I'm gonna get fired. I think if I was ever to get fired, it would probably be for like something super crazy. Probably not why I got fired at U-Haul, but let me get started with this damn irritating ass story time. So most of you who do have me on my social media know I've been working at U-Haul since September after I was on my summer job. Every summer I work as a summer counselor. Last summer I worked as a camp counselor with the Toronto Blue Jays, and this year I did it with a whole completely different organization, which I will never ever work with again. That story time is coming real soon. Super unprofessional, but y'all will hear about that real soon. So I was still working at Metro, wanted another job because I just felt like it was so lame not going to school and just working one job, and no hours is not going to be consistent. So I just had YouTube and that one job. So I wanted another job, and one of my friends was like, hey, my workplace is hiring, I'm gonna hook you up, and magically give his manager my number. The manager hit me up and hired me to work at this lame ass place called U-Haul. I work at U-Haul literally almost every day, and my hours when I first started was like bomb. When I tell you guys bomb, like my first paycheck was lit. There was one paycheck I got almost $1,000. Like that's how much money I was making at U-Haul, and it was not a bad job. Like it was a decent job. I sat there, made reservations, did phone calls, received trucks, dispatched trucks. Like it was an easy job. It's like a office desk job, like a receptionist, but you just have to talk to people and do all the other unnecessary jazz. So in order to be working outside, you need to have your G2 because you're going to be driving the trucks. But I was working inside, but I didn't have my G2. I only had my driver's permit. I guess that's what Americans say, but Canadian, we have your G1. Alright, so this is where everything starts to turn. The day I got hired, another girl got moved from the back of her store with her traffic team to the front of her store. Homegirl, she's pretty cool. Everything about her is super tight. She's funny, she's nice, and she's absolutely beautiful. I adore her. She's like a little sister. But the one thing I just didn't appreciate about her personally, and it's not her fault, is the fact that my store manager favorites this girl like it's nothing. This girl could literally call in sick an hour before her shift and he'll say that's okay. I can call 2 days before my shift and tell him I'm sick, and he would still tell me I have to come to work. And I didn't understand that, and I just felt like that wasn't right. Mind you, how the girl got hired, I guess her sister's boyfriend works at her store as well, so she has like some sort of seniority, and my manager literally dead ass favors those two, like every time favors those two. So all of September I worked there, bare hours, nice paycheck, super lit. October comes, I did my interview for Sephora. I got hired at Sephora, so I have to start managing my hours back and forth. Sephora, I was expected to get around 30 hours there, and U-Haul, I was supposed to get somewhere 30 hours as well. So I'll be working 60 hours a week, which means there'll be days where I do double shifts. So I'd work at like U-Haul from like 6:30 to 2 in the afternoon, and then work at Sephora from like 3 to 9 or like 4 to 5, or 4 to 5, wow, from like 4 to 9 or 4 to 10 or whatever the hours they want to give me was. So I got really used to it. Like it wasn't that bad, but I was really tired. I was drained. It was taking a toll out of me. And September and October was a crazy month because I was going through so much transition with life and personal problems and yada yada yada. So after a while, like my hours at Sephora got very consistent that I had to leave U-Haul for a while because I needed to keep my position at Sephora, especially being new, and I was working as an artist in store, so I need to like be hands-on, be available, and my availability had to be like very good. So my manager at U-Haul said, it's okay, we're gonna work with your availability at Sephora, so don't worry about it. I'm like, okay, live, this nigga gets me, you know. In the beginning, he was super cool. He was so nice. He was funny. And then after a while, I noticed this guy started moving ways. He would like page me for no reason. There would be like 4 of us in front of the store. Everybody would be on their phone and I'll be the only one who gets paged. Didn't know why, didn't really care why. And then I noticed like he started acting like so messy. He'll be like poking the girl, the girl I was talking about in the beginning, like tickling her and things, and I'm like, okay, something's not right. Either man's are like feeding her something or like she's giving him something. But you know what? That's none of my business. I don't care. Like I said, came here to make my money and go about my business. So at my workplace, we have a group chat. I don't really talk to people at you all because I don't feel like I need to become best friends with everybody I work with. I don't think we need to have any sort of relationship outside this workplace, or else like I actually like I'm a fan of you as a person. If not, I'm professional. We don't have to become friends. I'm here to make my money, get my money, and cut. You know? And you should do the same thing and mind your own business. I'm not gonna be here telling you who I'm fucking, who I'm kissing, what I have for dinner. Like, no, we're not best friends. I'm just here to make my money and cut. So they have a group chat. They talk about random stuff, things they want to do. So during the holiday season, they're talking about having a Christmas dinner. I already know I'm not gonna go because my luck, I'm probably gonna be working, and plus I didn't even want to go because I don't want to be around those people outside of work. Like, just no. And I know anybody who's saying this would be like, why are you so negative towards your workplace or whatever. I just didn't, like, personally, I just didn't have time because I know I wasn't going to stay there personally for a long time, and I don't want to build friendship with people knowing it's gonna be cut in half when I have to leave. So there was no point. Like, it, and I really don't want to make a friendship that I'm gonna value so much and then we just stop becoming friends. Like, to me, this just makes no sense. So there was no point of me being friends with anybody, you know? Just there, make my money and leave and good. You get what I mean? So December, hours were really slow at Sephora because holiday season, not really that much shoppers or whatever the issue was. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go back to you all and try to see if I could, you know, munch some hours. And I texted my manager. I was like, hey, I was just on my other job, is it possible for me to get more hours here? And he goes, okay. Before I messaged him, he told me how he was cutting hours, but everybody in the store's hours got cut except for 3 people: our assistant manager, homegirl, and her boyfriend's sister. Our assistant manager, I understand, has to get a certain hours, which is up to 40 hours a week. Everybody else, minimum is nothing over 40 or whatever. So I'm like, so everybody in the store's hours get cut except from those 3. Assistant manager excluded because she has to get that decent hour. Those 2. Why is it that everybody is getting less than 20 hours and they're still getting up to 40? Like, that just wasn't adding up. And I'm like, okay. So I messaged my manager and I told him straight up, hey, like, you're telling me that you're so-called cutting hours, but certain people are still getting decent amount of hours. And then his explanation is gonna be, oh, how he doesn't think I am capable enough to run the store by myself, or like be, actually, you know what, I'm gonna read you guys the text message. I'm gonna post a screenshot of this text message up on the screen so you guys can see it. So I texted him, I was like, thanks for the job and whatnot, and I'm happy with it, but I feel a way that I'm only getting like 12 hours a week regardless of my other job or not. I understand it's slow because of winter, but 25 hours in 2 weeks is nothing, where some are still getting up to 60 hours in 2 weeks. So he messaged me back, literally 2 days later, he messaged me back and he goes, hey Grace, during the summertime you were working at the counter as a second customer service rep, and I believed you did a great job. However, on the winter time we have limited budget, which I understand in the payroll, and I don't think you are ready yet as working by yourself. He said he doesn't think I'm ready to work by myself. I've opened the store 10 times, closed the store 10 times, opened the store including opening tilts, counting money, closing the store, closing tilts, getting tilts ready and money to go to the bank. But you don't think I'm able to work by my, let me continue. Therefore, I try to put you in my his availability so we can work together and train you. Last couple of times you never showed up and I missed the opportunity to train you. So I'm like, okay, and I messaged him back. I'm like, I was like, I didn't message him. I waited like 2 days. He messaged me on Wednesday and I didn't reply till Monday. Yes, I know I was petty as fuck for that, but that's what, you don't take that long to reply. I actually just opened the message. I thought I replied, but I didn't. So when I replied, I told him, I was like, I understand what you were saying, but in case, like, just in case you want to schedule me, just schedule me for this day and I'll come in, and if you want to train me, you can train me. So when I saw him in person, the day I came back, he was telling me like, oh, you're going to be closing by yourself tonight. I was like, nothing new. He's like, have you closed before? I was like, I've closed the store 10 times myself. I've done all of this 10 times with myself. It's not a problem. And then I'm here like, you're cutting hours. You're not giving me hours because you think I still need to be trained, but I can do all of these things by myself. I can make reservations. I can dispatch trucks. I can park vehicles. I can do all of this by myself. So what more do you really want to train me on? Like, I don't get it. So I didn't even make a fuss, whatever. I came back, he was giving me like up to 20, now he was giving me more hours, so I was getting up to 25 hours. Either I was opening by myself or I was closing by myself, which was really good because at this point it was working well with Sephora. The days I wasn't working at Sephora, he would schedule me here because my shift at Sephora were like really long shifts, so I wouldn't be working like double shift. I'd just work every day, so like 6 days straight or like 14 days straight, and then get like 2 days off, something like that. So it was really tiring or whatever. So a week before I got fired, I got into an altercation with one of my coworkers. It wasn't even an altercation. She called, asked me to grab her, ask for a hitch number, and I told her I can't get you the number you want because there's only me in the store. The only person that can help you is outside, and he's new, and I don't think he knows what you're talking about. So she comes to the front of the store. She's from the traffic team at the back of the store. Comes in front of the store to explain the same thing, and I told her I am the only person in store. I cannot leave. I cannot help you. The only person that can help you is outside, so you're gonna have to wait for him because he's currently dispatching the truck. Maybe the tone of the way I spoke to her, which I'm probably realizing now, or the way I respond to her, she might think I have an attitude or giving her an attitude in some way. Regardless of that, that whole day I've been having, like, when I tell you I've been having like a shitty ass day, I've been having not even a day, a shitty ass week. Like, it has been the probably literally is the worst week of 2016. I can't even like begin to stress how bad that week was, but that shouldn't be my excuse of why my behavior was that day. So like 10 minutes after I was done talking to her, my manager just got into store, and I guess she told him about our altercation, and then he was like, you need to be nice to people even though they don't work in front of the store. They're still part of the staff member, so you have to be nice to them. I was like, I didn't even say anything. And the way he spoke to me, like, he yelled at me, and I was already having a shitty day, so I started bawling my eyes because I don't like being yelled at, and I get emotional when I'm already not feeling well and you're here spazzing at me. So I start crying, and the person who got me the job was working that day, and he was like, are you okay? I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. So this was on Wednesday. Thursday, I wasn't scheduled to work. I was working at my other job. There was a snowstorm. I worked from 2 to 11. Got to the bus stop. My bus was supposed to come at like 11:30. Didn't show up until 12:30. By the time I got home, it was like almost 3 in the morning. There was no point in me going to sleep because I had to be up at 5. So I'm there like, okay, I'm not even gonna bother going to sleep. I'm gonna be up at 5 to get ready to go to work. What's the point of sleeping? No reason. So I pulled an all-nighter. I had to wake up, had to be at work for 6:30. I got to work, already super fucking tired. I'm literally like on the bus, like just headbutting, going back, going forth. I just didn't know. I was just a hot mess. So after the store opens at 7, I noticed like it was really, really slow. So I picked up my phone, I texted her, I was like, hey, the store is really slow. When the other girl comes, is it okay if I go home? And I told them like, I worked really late yesterday. I'm running a little sleep. Can I please go home? And I'm really, really tired. He didn't text me back. He didn't reply. The girl came in, called him and say, hey, there's no money in the till. Is it okay if I go to the bank? Or texted him. He replies to her text and tell her, yeah, you can go to the bank. But he didn't reply my text message. So I felt some kind of way. So I texted him. I'm like, okay, I'm guessing that is a no. And then like an hour later, she comes back from the bank. He calls her. She picks up the phone, gives me the phone, and said he wants to talk to you at the back. I'm like, okay, whatever. I go to the back. I'm sitting there. He's sitting there. One of the other manager from the traffic team is sitting there. And he was like, so I have a lot of customers that be complaining about your attitude. And I have coworkers that's also been complaining about your attitude. And I really don't like the vibe they're giving and the comments they're giving back to me. And the one time I already spoke to you about your attitude and it doesn't look like you're gonna change. And I'm like, you spoke to me about my attitude like 2 months ago, but okay. I didn't say anything out loud. I was just like, because I didn't want to say anything, because if I say anything, I'm going to say something out of line, and I just didn't want to embarrass him or embarrass myself. So I just didn't say anything. It was like, well, with customers and co-workers complaining about your attitude, unfortunately, I really appreciate all the work you've been doing and all the great jobs you've been doing, but I'm going to have to let you go. And I'm like, I just sat there for a minute. I was like, okay. So after I left, I called my boyfriend and I told him what happened. He was like, so you got fired because of your attitude? I'm like, yeah, and because apparently I don't want to be friends with my coworkers and I don't want to be friendly with them. That's why I got fired. Yes, you can get, if you guys didn't know this, you can lose your job for having an attitude and not wanting to become friends with people. Because clearly that's how I got fired, and I think that's bullshit. And everybody keeps saying file like a petition or go to union, and I'm like, honestly, I really don't give a fuck, because it's bittersweet. One door closes, another beautiful amazing door opens. So I'm not even stressing about it. I was just really upset when the whole thing happened, because it was like I was getting treated like shit. Customers would abuse me. I almost got into a fight with a customer once because their fucking signs in the store wasn't right, and he thought I'm trying to fraud him of his money, and he dead ass wanted to fight me. And I'm here calling my manager saying, yo, come in the store late, and this man would not pick up his phone, would not reply. And when he came back, I told him, like, one of your customers almost fought me. There was another day I was working, 2 guys came in the store, pick up keys and just left, pick up truck keys and just left, and I didn't even know who the fuck they were. Called another different manager at the back to tell me that they were from another store to grab transfer a vehicle to their store. And I'm like, how are you gonna come into a store, not say who you are, just grab keys and cut? Like, and I was freaking out because, like, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who the fuck this guy is. Where they just walked in, dead ass, grabbed keys and cut. But I'm so thankful that I got like fired. I'm not even sad anymore. Like, I'm happy I got fired. I'm happy I'm not there. I'm more than content with the things I'm doing with myself now, because now I'm working at Sephora more, and I'm working as an artist, and I'm loving my job, and I'm loving my co-workers there, and I can actually vibe with them and whatnot. And also I am happy with it because now I can actually have time and focus more on my channel and grow on my channel with you guys, and you guys can grow with me. So yes, that is the reason why I got fired at U-Haul. More amazing story times and collaboration coming on my channel for the year of 2017. So if you guys do like this video, do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. If this is your first time stopping by my channel, you are missing out, but thank you so much for stopping by, and do not forget to hit the subscribe button on your way out. And just in case you're not following me on my social media, what are you waiting for? It's right here on the screen. Add me, follow me, subscribe to my channel. And just in case you missed my previous video or any of my video, click the link in the description box to click the link to my channel and check that out. As always, I want to say thank you guys always for all the love and all the support, and I really and truly appreciate you guys. If you guys have any suggestions of videos or anything you'd like to see on my channel, comment below in the comment box, and I will definitely be listening to you guys. Until then, I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye.